Hi, everyone.
Hi,
Welcome
James.
to BeerThralls presents the Beer Protocol. Shut the hell up. I'm James. I'm drinking rum coke in a very, very large glass because I can't find any beer in the house.
Oh no, drinking liquor. Shucks.
What a
I'm
terrible
actually I cracked open
situation.
the new rum we had, and it's actually not bad. It's really smooth.
What new rum do you have, James?
Yeah. Why haven't you shared it?
It's Casa. It's something to Casa. I know. I'll bring it out on next time.
That sounds made up.
It's downstairs. Whatever. Hey, Jake.
No.
Jake, you look very comfy.
Hi, this is Jake. Welcome to 2022, our first video. New year, new drip. Who dis?
Just bang. Hold on.
It's
Hold on.
you, Jake. I don't hear anything.
I didn't
Jake.
hear anything.
Everyone else did.
I am drinking Old Busthead's Hefeweizen. Their golden Hefeweizen.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I think Jake
I
wants to start.
bought it. I like Hefeweizen.
James wants to try it. He
It
looks.
is-
I'm gonna pour more into my mug.
just to anger me. Hefeweizens are like one step. Like I fucking hate IPAs to a Hefeweizen.
I don't know. The aftertaste isn't nearly as bad as your average IPA. And
What
it's
makes a
nice little ale.
Hefeweizen a Hefeweizen? I can't drink beer, so I don't remember.
It's
How much cow was involved in the process?
If it's anything above 0, it's a Hefeweizen.
yes. I think it's actually it's a little less yeast or not yeast the hops.
Well, this label is not giving me any information. It does have classic, aromatic, fluffy as keywords.
I want a fluffy beer.
I don't think
Does
I
it
want a
taste
fluffy
like a bunny
beer.
rabbit? Does it taste like a bunny rabbit?
No,
I haven't eaten a bunny rabbit raw. How would I answer that?
Oh, I thought that was just a normal thing to do.
Hey Matt,
Yeah,
please save us. What are you drinking?
I'm drinking a mead that was left over from New Year's party. I don't remember what mead it was. It's very sweet though.
Yeah, it's mead.
As I heard
John?
you shout from upstairs, it
Tink.
tastes like honey.
It tastes like
Clea.
honey.
I mean, as it should. It's made with honey.
We decided to talk
when last
about
we left you, we talked about Doctor Strange, Sorcerer Supreme.
yes.
So we thought we'd continue in that pack for our first video of 2022 with
Miss Cleo.
Miss Cleo.
longtime consort, ally, and lover of Dr. Stephen Strange.
So Nathan made a very popular statement of she's useless, don't take her.
Ah, well.
So let's
prove
discuss.
him wrong, gentlemen.
Mm.
Starting off, I'm assuming the card is up. It's been a hot minute since I did this, so I don't know.
The card's up.
I heard you guys did one of these without me, and it was stellar, absolute, fantastic. So I'm encouraged to see that this video recording format is going to go well.
We learned a valuable lesson that me and James should not be left to our own devices because our devices suck.
So we should have taken a cut out of you and just put it like in the corner.
Judging.
So let's talk about Miss Clea.
Clea has 5 stamina, is a medium move, size 2 on a normal size base, and 3 threat. She has 2 physical defense, 3 energy defense, and 4 mystic defense. Now, in our last episode about Convocation, we mentioned several of their tactic cards, which, since Convocation in general is very much about their tactic cards, and some of those cards get to be reused, I'll mention it here that the Iron Books do help with her physical defense by letting you redirect incoming physical attacks to her mystic defense at 4. So again, almost all of Convocation appears to have been balanced with Iron Books in mind, and all of their physical defenses are bad to middling.
I mean, they are basically Harry Potter, so you punch them in the face, glasses break, and
I don't know. Hermione seemed to.
Did you see the Harry Potter movies towards the end when they were getting like ripped and dirty and they started throwing fists?
Yeah,
Harry's only combat spell is disarm a mofo, so I can punch him in the face.
I mean, Hermione didn't even use disarm. She just walked up to Malfoy and went, wapow.
Nerds. Sorry, go ahead.
I think you were calling us nerds, but I seem to remember that your bathroom is decorated in Hogwarts.
That is
Legacia.
my wife. Thank you. My
You
stuff
seem
is
to be
all Star
calling us-
Wars.
See,
I'll
he calls
describe
us
your bathroom on the podcast. I don't care.
It
there's
is all Harry
spiders
Potter.
all over the walls with a picture that says, "Why couldn't we follow the butterflies?"
Yes, it is all Harry Potter. So
So Clea's first attack profile is the Demon Claws of Danak. It is range 3, 4 dice, 0 cost. After this attack is resolved, this character gains 1 power and a wild for bleed. So
not
right
horrible.
off the bat, we see something interesting where Clea does not have a builder. She
Yep.
has a guaranteed power builder instead of a traditional power for damage. The fact that it's only 4 dice means I actually kind of prefer this than for a 4 dice attack right now. There are so many defensive shenanigans and tricks prevalent in the game. Like when the core set first came out and Black Widow had a 4 dice get power on damage builder. That felt kind of dicey
Yeah.
sometimes, where you would definitely have turns where Black Widow didn't generate anything because she couldn't hit anything. At least this way, Clea is guaranteed to get power. She can have an energy income, which is going to be at a pretty relevant number we'll talk about a little later.
Now tell me if I'm wrong.
You're wrong.
After this attack is resolved, it doesn't mean if it does damage. It just says after the attack is resolved, she gets power.
Yes, guaranteed
Yes.
power. Clea uses this attack, she gets 1 power.
Yep.
No ifs, ands, or buts. Because it is only 1 power, that also means she's not really bothered by things like stun.
Yeah.
All right. Her spender is an interesting one. The Icy Tendrils of Icthalon. Range 4, 6 dice mystic, 3 cost to play. On a wild, slow. On a
Yay.
wild and a hit, stun. On a crit, wild, hit, and shield, stagger. Now,
More than
remember,
likely, pretty much you're going to get it. It's a
Haha, you're
bonus.
funny.
It's a bonus.
yeah, slow and a chance for all of those conditions is interesting. 6 dice means it's going to hit decently hard, and unless they have a solid mystic defense with additional abilities on top of it, you'll probably do at least a little damage.
Hey, speaking of Nathan,
I don't see him.
I can't hear him either.
Nathan.
Well, so it's not
So-
bad. It's 3 power, and she doesn't have a builder. So
So right off the bat, we're seeing some interesting design space with Clea. Was it a dog or Nathan?
Okay,
Alright.
isn't that the same
oh,
thing?
there he is.
Clea's attacks, not a lot of. So she tops off at 6 dice. She's a 3 threat model. So for that, my conclusion is Clea is obviously not meant to be a blaster. She is not an attack focused 3 threat model. So let's start looking at her superpowers. First one, Descendant of the Faultine. Action. This character gains 3 power. Roll 5 dice. For each skull rolled, this character suffers 1 damage. This superpower can only be used once per turn. It's Red Skull's
It's Red Skull's thing. Yeah.
power generator. So on its own, Clea only has 5 stamina on her healthy side and 5 stamina on her injured side. So this has maybe a little more risk than Red Skull does
Yeah.
because she's squishy. She's a lot squishier than Red Skull is. Also, the
How
fact
many
that her
skulls per die? Just one, right?
just 1. So you have
Yeah.
a 1 in 8 chance on 5 dice. So you have a 5 in 8, roughly a 5 in 8 chance
To
of
take
getting
one.
at least 1 skull.
Yeah.
Now you can absolutely roll no skulls. Possible.
Happens all the time.
So right now, what I want to come back to this one because it kind of ties into my impression of her. Oshtur's Mighty Hand. Choose for 3 power. Choose an interactive terrain feature or an enemy character, both size 2 or less and within range 3, and throw them short. This
That's
superpower can only be used once per turn.
That's expensive size 2 throw.
That's a
It
very
is, but
expensive size 2 throw.
It's because it can target terrain or enemy characters. It is actually not that common anymore to have a throw that can target both at your discretion. Usually you get terrain or characters, but not both.
But she's
So-
also doesn't have a spend. She doesn't have a builder.
Yes, she
So-
does.
Oh,
It's
she
called
does. She is
Descendant of
guaranteed.
Faultline.
Okay, But so this is not a constant every single turn you're picking up something at size 2 and throwing something at size 2. It's
Maybe.
almost like an every other turn that you're going to be doing this, or you're just burning Descendant all the time.
Well,
So-
but wait, there's more.
There is
The
more.
Vapors of Dormammu.
The Vapors.
For 3 power, choose this
Dormammu has
character
less.
or another allied character within range 3 and place them within range 2 of their current position. A character can be placed by the superpower only once per turn. So it's a range 2 placement for herself or an ally for cost 3. Finally, she's immune to Incinerate,
wait.
which is good because she has
That's a
bad defense.
range 3 place 2.
Right.
That
Yeah,
could
3
be
place 2.
crazy.
That could be depending on the character. So like Strange is a medium, like a pretty big base.
Pretty big base.
That means you can get him pretty far.
So I think Vapors of Dormammu and the ally teleport is probably Clea's biggest feature. So this is the thing that kind of ties her together for me. 3 power is the magic number for Clea. 3 power is a teleport, a throw, or her spender to try to throw out, slow, and stun, and maybe sometimes stagger, but I would only really count on slow, maybe stun. Descendant of the Faultine.
Wait, before you do that, let's look at the injured. So her injured side is the exact same as her healthy side.
But cooler
But-
picture.
I will mention something about her injured side because, again, going back to if you're thinking of Red Skull's version of Generate 3 power, on Red Skull's injured side, he injures himself on skulls and blanks. Clea does not injure herself on blanks once injured. So her version of this power is actually slightly better than Red Skull's.
It is.
So that's worth noting just for people who may be used to dice probability and thinking of this power generation from Red Skull, is that does not apply 100% to Clea. Okay, so Descendant generates 3 power. All of her best things cost exactly 3. Or she gets her 1 power she generates at the start of the round, and you attack twice with Demon Claws at range 3 to get your guaranteed 2 power generation, and boom, you're at 3 power still. So Clea is not a character I think that is going to do all of her stuff every turn. In my head, when I saw Clea's card, I went, "Oh, that's a Swiss Army knife." Of I need a thing this turn. It costs 3. I can guarantee I'll get it.
Why?
I can guarantee Clea is going to do one of those 3 things: 6 Dice Mystic with slow and stun, throw to get an enemy off of a point, or throw someone into someone to get a little extra damage going, or teleport an ally to get them back onto a point to put them in position to a double attack instead of move and attack. You get to choose one of those things per Clea's activation, and you have a few ways to guarantee you get to do it. So instead of thinking of it like every other turn she gets to throw, I would just be like, what do you need her to do this activation?
Until she kills herself.
That's fine.
I mean,
She's
to be
gonna go
fair,
away
if what you
eventually.
need is the throw or the placement, just shoot someone twice. Doesn't matter who. Maybe you'll get some damage on them as a bonus, but you get guaranteed 2 power.
But
Yeah.
then I'm at range 3 and I'm gonna die anyway.
To be fair, if you want to throw stuff, you need to get within range 3.
Yeah,
anyway.
but it's
Clea
Now-
is interesting. I'm
now-
not going to sit here and tell you she's incredible, but kind of my fast comparison is I think of her kind of like Lockjaw, where she is a support character. She does not do Lockjaw's job better than Lockjaw, but she has a similar role for Convocation and Defenders, where she can increase your mobility on the table. She can get people moved around. She can give you a clutch throw to get someone off point. I think Clea is absolutely not useless, but I think it's really hard to suggest taking her outside of her affiliation, just
I
because there's
agree
so
with
much
that.
other good competition at 3 threat.
so she's Defenders and she is Convocation.
E.
Is she anything
Also,
else?
if you're playing her in Defenders, you don't get to use Convocation's tactics cards,
That is true.
like Iron Book, so she loses a lot of durability.
Now, Convocation is
Oh.
very, very point heavy.
E.
Yep.
So-
Maybe?
So
Because you
I
can
mean,
only
it's
take...
not Thanos.
It's
it-
also not...
yeah.
it's not even Defenders point heavy,
but Defenders, you can go pretty wide.
but you're still stuck taking Doctor Strange at 5.
That is true. You are stuck taking Doctor Strange at 5. And if you're
And-
trying to do a Defender
You say that
/ Convocation list, you're like,
Are you really
So
stuck with Doctor Strange at 5 though?
can
You
Doctor
If you
are if
want
you
to
want to
play
run the
Defender's Affiliation, yeah.
wait, can the original Doctor Strange in Convocation act as the leader? Since he's still
Yes,
Doctor
because any
Strange?
Convocation model can take the tactic card. Clea could be your leader.
So
I'm
you
not saying it's a
could
great idea, but
so
you could.
oh god. You could do a Defender's Convocation and have her dropped into Defenders, but at
Yeah.
that point I
I
mean,
mean,
and that's because
d-
Lockjaw is not in Defenders and is not in Convocation, and if you need like a teleporter or something, she might fit there. I'm not seeing her being useful in a Convocation list exclusively.
see, I would actually disagree with you simply because, if nothing else, don't forget Convocation has a lot of incredible tactics cards.
I
And
agree.
Clea sure can generate 3 power to play any of their tactics cards.
Mm-hmm.
Guaranteed.
It's
no
not that
effort.
hard to get overlap in defenders on. Let's face it,
Mhm.
it's not
Or
that hard to get that overlap.
Or in Defenders, if you want to put down the Mystic Portals for teleporting your boys around, and it now costs more so you can't do it turn 1, Clea rolls up and says, I spend my first action to get the power to play it turn 1.
I could see doing that. Yes, I
It's
could see being janky on turn 1 with Clea.
Like
Janky nothing.
But in
Consider
Clea
Defenders,
for a
is
moment.
not great. Convocation really heavily incentivizes playing all Convocation models so they can all use the effects of their cards. The ability to go from nothing to or heck, even if she has power on her, you throw out an Icy Tendrils and then use Descend of the Faultine to get 3 more power, so you can then throw someone the same turn. Like, there's a decent chance that just through playing it, you'll have a few rounds where you can do at least two of these things, or do one of these things and a card.
I think there's some weird stuff that you're not thinking about, but you're focusing on staying convocation.
there's
What's big and green and still in defenders?
Hulk. And yes, Clea can teleport Hulk out the table. Like that's the thing though. Like, everyone loves the ally teleport, or She-Hulk
Mm-hmm.
actually.
She-Hulk with Flaberry,
Or
The
yeah.
you can
ally
deploy a
teleport
She-Hulk.
The ally teleport is definitely Clea's biggest thing she brings to the table. It helps a ton with positioning. Even if you have just models that want to be stuck on a point, like Ancient One. Like, Convocation has a lot of teleport effects, but one more definitely doesn't hurt.
Who else in Convocation fits the 3-point slot?
Mordo.
most of them.
Yeah,
Mordo.
I'm taking Mordo. I'm taking Mordo.
Well, but here's your thing. Like, where are you running low on points? Because right now, Magic.
So
Because right now, Convocation only has 6 models.
true,
So
true,
you can
true.
take a majority of them in every game and not worry about where you're at in points. It's just going to be, how do you hit the exact number?
Now, Matt did when we were doing
Take
our
one.
pregame.
Mhm.
Matt did say something that was very important. She is
I
immune
did?
to incinerate.
Oh yeah.
There
I
is a
forgot about that.
mission that says if you're staying next to one of the things, you get incinerated. She's useful there. She's useful against somebody who's going to be passing out like incinerate like crazy. But at the same time,
I mean, I agree with Jake. She is useful for her sect of lists she should be in. Convocation and Defenders.
Yeah.
I
This
wouldn't take her
is-
outside of that, but she's perfect for those.
Clea is the first model of Convocation where we kind of hit on what feels like a trend with Convocation in general, is that I really want to talk to the designers. Just to be like, okay, what abuses did you think were going to happen that you nerf batted some of these people in the knees?
Yeah.
Ancient One it just feels like something is off. We'll talk about it in more detail.
I agree
Clea,
on that one.
something's definitely off. Like,
Oh, I disagree. I think Clea has so many options that
Mhm.
we look at only the ally teleport, but ally teleport is massive.
Mhm.
It's insane.
No, it's big.
I
It's
mean,
great.
having hers.
It's huge, but
Yeah,
she
just
can
to, like,
pocket how much power? Realistically,
Now, okay, I could see doing turn 1, doing her Descendants of the Faltine,
assuming there's no objective you need to go contest.
assuming
or
there's
pick
no
up.
objective to be contested. So she gets her 3 power. She now has 4 power. She'll have 5 on the second turn, and now she's set up to kind of I know she has more of a flexibility at that point. I don't see her being. You're right. She's Swiss Army Man. I mean, it's going to be able to do anything. But at the same time, she's just going to be able to do one thing. And is that more important than just having the
In-
teleport from Lockjaw?
In Convocation, yes.
In Convocation, yes. I'm not saying
In
that because
Convocation
Convocation
wants
has
the
the
bodies.
cards.
And if I'm taking Avengers, no, I'm not going to bring Clea. I'd rather bring Lockjaw or one of the 1,000 other Avengers there are.
Yep.
Like I said, she's great for Convocation. She is good for Defenders.
I
Yeah.
so
If I'm not playing those armies, I'm not going to buy that model.
I
Which, to be
might.
fair though, given how many models are in the game, I don't think it's a requirement that every model has to be playable in every affiliation or to the
Yeah.
fullest, or has to like necessarily. Models should feel good to play, but I don't think there's any obligation that you have to splash a given model into anything, and it's
Mhm.
gonna
I agree
fire
with that.
all
Yeah.
pistons. Because I think Convocation's tactic cards are really what also help a lot of these models sand off their rough edges and get more cohesive. The Convocation is almost an affiliation where I feel like some of the models are meant to work with each other, more like they're deliberately non-synergistic outside of their affiliation. So I really
Mhm.
just want to talk to the designers and be like, run us through your process on this.
Hey, Adepticon.
Mm.
Let's get him into a corner and be like, what were you thinking?
Or just be like, was there like a different designer that day who had the reins?
Or
Because
like
they playtest
or like
internally.
you were flipping through comics and you're like, Clea? What the fuck's Clea? Like, oh crap, we have to make a character for oh man, okay.
Yeah,
That's all right. But a lot of these are who the fuck are they?
what I'm sure
characters.
happened, it was during testing, somebody pulled off one shenanigan. They went, "Oh, son of a bitch! That's it.
Oh
Fucking
yeah.
kill them all.
Like the first power originally just
Goddamn
was
nerds."
the first power was originally a builder. Somebody just spiked on 4, suddenly had 5, and they were just like, "Oh, this is a bad idea.
Yeah.
No, you can't do
I'm
it."
gonna teleport you, and I'm gonna teleport you, and now I'm gonna icy tendril you,
It's
and
Yeah, like I said, I think it's to her benefit that her builder is a guaranteed 1 power no matter what happens,
Mhm.
because 4 dice is not a guarantee of damage anymore.
Yeah.
Even 4 dice Mystic.
I mean, having bleed on it's actually pretty good.
Bleed
Just
isn't
base
bad.
attack, yeah.
I mean, they could take her with blade. So whatever list you have blade in, you could bring her. That's one extra list.
Actually, Bump in the Night, even with its 1-inch
Yeah.
placement already, like it's fantastic with a 1-inch placement.
Mm-hmm.
A range 2, sorry, a range 1 to a range 2 placement on top of that, good, good. I mean, maybe you want some of Lockjaw's team manipulation power, but you actually really would like a real attack on that model as well in case you have to throw down. Then Clea kind of splits the difference.
I can agree with you on that. So
Oh god, bump is weird though.
yeah, bump is very weird. All right, so
It's
are
pretty
we
straightforward.
saying
Pay a power, move 1.
how are we
But
Pay a power during an allied during someone else's activation.
are
no,
we
you can do it during your own.
are we saying she's okay? I mean,
I
I'm not
I think she
I
is
lean on okay.
yeah, she's an okay model who works with her alliances, and that is good.
I still
Jake
like her
said.
more. I still like her more than original Iron Man and original Bullseye.
oh, that's a given. Dude, oh man, don't
When
make
the
me I'm
bar
so
is set
angry
that
I'm
low,
so angry about Bullseye
why?
because I
Why?
now have to paint him up and take him because he's actually fucking good now.
How can you be mad about a man named Poindexter?
Hmm.
I
I mean,
told you all along you should paint him up.
they
Shut up.
fixed Bullseye by just making him cost 1 less threat.
I
And
know, and it
suddenly,
made him
what was a
so
bad 3
better.
threat is an incredible 2 threat. Shocking.
All right, so that's Madame Clea. Um, yeah,
Man, I want to see Clea's next model where she's Sorcerer Supreme, because she is apparently Sorcerer Supreme in the Doctor Strange comics right now.
is she?
Because Stephen
Yeah,
Strange is
that's
just crazy dead. So she is the
that's where it
current
gets handed
Sorcerer
off
Supreme.
I thought it was Brother Voodoo.
for a while.
Oh
Sorcerer
God.
Supreme gets handed off like tacos, dude. I mean,
Hmm.
I mean,
it
whoever.
does.
It's just you just go eat the next Cthulhu, and then you're Sorcerer Supreme. You're fine.
Yeah. I was
Yeah,
really hoping that
So-
all of the Convocation models were going to have a passive saying Sorcerer Supreme of X, because Magic has the Sorcerer Supreme of Limbo. I
Oh,
think like
I have a question for you guys.
I don't want to
Yeah.
answer it, but go ahead.
Has anyone actually read Daredevil Shadowlands?
No.
Because
Um,
they teased it, but I haven't read. I don't. Daredevil's like one of those comics I saw and was like, yeah, that's kind of cool, and just like,
I
you know,
know Matt
ninjas.
Fraction's Daredevil run is basically considered gospel for like, no, this is the good Daredevil run. Is Matt
I
Fraction?
might have to pick that up now. Great.
But I don't know if that's where Shadowlands was.
All right. Well, that's Clea. She's okay. Um,
We don't have any new tactics cards to talk about with her since they're all the same ones from Strange's box, so they're the core part of Convocation. I say it is kind of interesting. Wand of Watum has a lot of toolbox effects. Clea can play it pretty easily, and turns out if you just want to blast someone with lots of dice, Clea isn't half bad at it.
so,
if you want to use the elemental part of it.
actually, with the icy tendrils, that's actually not bad. Is there any way that she would be the leader of Convocation on a turn?
No,
God, no.
All right.
honestly, she's too squishy. Range 3 is not far enough away. And it'd be like, do you want to lose your leadership ability by round 3? No.
Not a chance. All right. Well, thank you everyone for watching. And we're gonna jump over to Twitch and play some other games. So join us there.
Yeah, that was
Okay.
surprisingly fast.
I will,
Yeah.
James. I will join you there.
Yay! Yeah. Game off.
Bye.
Bye-bye.